This Family Life News podcast is made possible by the support of listeners like you.
How did it go in China?
It was fantastic. There were 60 competitors from 14 countries, and I ended up placing second.
Tell me a little bit more about this. This is the second World Indoor Kite Championships. Where did they hold it?
It was in the badminton facility from the whatever Olympic Games that Chinese put on, whatever the most recent Summer Olympics was.
Okay. So it's an Olympic class facility you had to work in.
Oh, yeah. Nice high ceilings, which was good. Plenty of space to fly.
Recap for us, for those who might have missed our first chat together. Tell us a little bit more about indoor kite flying. It does seem a little counterintuitive.
Yeah, they're very lightweight kites. Mine, for example, weighs 9 grams, which is equivalent of a penny and a nickel. And then the wind comes from you moving and manipulating the lines. So depending on what the kite is and what you're doing, you might have to move quite a lot. And other times you just let the thing glide for effect in that part of the routine.
Mm-hmm. The average person outdoors flying the kite they bought down at the store, they're just flying it up there, and that's about it. But you're doing a whole lot more with it, aren't you?
Yeah, we do routines to music. So we're judged in part on how well the routine goes with the music. So if it's going fast or slow, or there's a break in the music, you want the kite to show that as well.
Sounds almost a little bit like Olympic rhythmic gymnastics or something like that, where it's kind of art, kind of science.
Yeah, it's very much like that. In fact, we call it a ballet for our performance aspect of it. In the competition, there were actually 2 routines that I had to do. One was called the competition routine, which was created technically on how well I did perform the skills. And the other was a performance routine where I was judged on how well it went along with the music, how nice the routine was. And then the 2 scores are averaged.
Right. How did you get into this? Were you big into kites as a young man? How did this all start?
I had a business where I rented gymnastics equipment to competitions all over the country. And at one event I was doing, the gymnastics was in one convention hall, and the next convention hall, they had indoor kite flying. And I stuck my head through the door because just like everyone else, do they have fans? How does this work? And I saw it. I thought it was kind of neat. They gave me a lesson to let me fly one of their kites, and I got hooked.
And from there, suddenly you're in China against, I guess, it's got to be a fairly small fraternity of the world's greatest indoor kite flyers.
Yeah, many of the people there knew each other already. I was a newbie on the international scene, but I left with a number of new friends. We're still contacting each other. And I expect them to be long-lasting, and hopefully we'll be flying together at different events in the future.
I guess one, I would assume anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, that this is one competition where age isn't really a barrier either direction. You could be young, I imagine, as long as you can keep up and go fast enough to keep your kite going, you could do this well into your older years too.
Oh, yeah. There were people competing that were 16, and there were people competing that were well into their 70s.
So what I did read is that there were different categories of competition. Which one were you in?
I was in the single line. Okay. They also have double line, quad line, and something called an eagle pan kite.
Okay. That sounds very artsy. It sounded like it was quite a spectacle from what I read here. I mean, it's Chinese media, so take that for what you will, but they really played it up. A lot of pomp, a lot of ceremony that went into this event as well.
Oh, yeah. The opening ceremony was real impressive. They started off with the athletes marching out by country, but they've got 30-foot tall jumbotrons behind you with different displays and different things going on. You go off the stage and you've got performers, dancers, martial arts people doing a whole bunch of different things, routines under the lights and lasers and the whole deal, with dancers behind them adding to the emotion of it. It was really amazing opening ceremony. You
ever performed in any kind of environment like that before? That had to have been maybe even a little intimidating.
It was. It was just very awe-inspiring, really, is how I would put it.
So you've gone through this, you managed to place second in your first big go at it. What's next?
Well, hopefully I'll be invited to some other competitions, and most of them are invitation type of things, not qualified type of things. And then hopefully I'll be invited and qualified to come back to the Worlds next year and hopefully place one step higher.
For sure. Last question, if somebody wants to get into this, are there many opportunities to find indoor kite flying to get into it as a beginner?
Yes. The AKA, American Kite Flyers Association, has a website, and they will list all the clubs in the country. So the best thing to do is get a hold of a club near you, and they can possibly get you started on indoor or outdoor competition kite flying.
Thank you for listening to this Family Life News podcast. If you've been encouraged by what you've heard, please share it with others and click the subscribe button to automatically receive future episodes. Family Life is a listener-supported ministry. Podcasts like this are made possible by your financial partnership. Find out more at familylife.org.